Hello, OMG, and welcome back to Legal Beauty's Glam Court Room, where today we have a little special review to go on here down in this courtroom. And I know my courtroom's not that formal, but hey, my jurors, I'm working on it. So what I have planned in store today for the trial is we're going to go over the one and only KKW line. So I have a couple of the products from the KKW line, and in 2018 we saw so many product launches, so many new palettes coming out, so many new collaborations, but one that really paved the way was the KKW line. So first here I have the classic eyeshadow palette, and So first here I have the original eyeshadow palette, known for its blue, known for the shades. And if you guys all don't remember, Kim Kardashian had invited a lot of the beauty influencers to her home when she launched this palette, and they all had to wear this type of blue. So it's really cool to see how some of the most iconic, legendary YouTube influencers and some of the up-and-coming ones were able to rock this blue in many different ways, which you can take a guess, and that's the one that I'm wearing right here. The next palette that she had came out with right after the original eyeshadow palette was the classic palette, which right here, this was more for the everyday person. You have your nudes, you have your foils, you have your brow colors, you have, you can create a brick red smoky eye. And they redid a little bit of the packaging because on the original eyeshadow palette, it was more of, I want to say, a matte finish, so that the eyeshadows kind of got everywhere when there was fallout, but with this one, there really wasn't. After that, she came out with the Cherry Blossom eyeshadow palette, which I did not grab because I have already enough palettes that have pinks and purples and those type of hues of colors of them, so I did not feel the need to go ahead and purchase that palette. I do have a couple of her lippies right here. I have one of her lipsticks and I have two of her lip glosses. So what this whole video is going to be about is the KKW brand that came out, not really came out, but was heavily launched throughout the year of 2018. Is it worth your bucks this year in 2019? So if you want to see how to get this look, and if you want to wait till the end of the video to see some swatches, because we're going to do things a little bit different here in this courtroom, and then we're going to deem if it's guilty or not guilty of your bucks, then go ahead and keep watching. And before we start this video, this is the second video of the year for me. So I just hope that everyone's 2019 is going amazing. I know for mine so far, I am so stressed out, but that is because I have such a big year ahead of me. I am currently studying for the LSAT, which if you don't know, it's a law school admissions test, hence the name Your Girl Legal Beauty. I love everything about the law. I love to study anything about the legality of things, and I also love beauty, so that's why my name coincides to be Legal Beauty. Anyways, I do plan on going to law school this fall. I am applying. I think the latest application I can send in is either April or July. So your girl has been working very, very hard, studying very, very hard, trying to balance a work-life, personal balance. And it's very difficult. I'm very tired. I'm very stressed out. And it's only like the beginning of January. But you know what? If you have big goals and you have big dreams, and you're going to experience a lot of tiredness, you're going to experience a lot of stress, but it's all worth it. And I just can't wait for the day where I can just sit down, look out the window, or just even stare at the wall and just be like, you know what, this was all worth it. But anyways, enough of me jabbering. I hope everyone is having an amazing start of 2019. Please make this your year, whatever goal streams you have, just do it. It's as simple as that. Just do it. Anyways, if you want to see how to go ahead and get this look, then keep on watching and stay till the end so you can see actually how these swatch, because just goes to show sometimes swatches don't really go to show how the product is used. Anyways, let's go ahead and start off with how to get this look. Okay, so now we're going to dig into the two palettes, and I'm going to start off with my LMS Marine Pro Cream first, because right now the face is a little bare. So I like to take just a foundation brush. Where did I put it? Okay, I don't have it with me. I'll just use my finger. I'm gonna use my finger, and if you want to see my review on this cream, go ahead and watch the video before this one on my BoxyCharm review. And I'm just gonna take this as my base. I didn't realize how important primer was until I started like using it. This is an anti-aging cream, and it just makes your makeup look so flawless. So I'm just gonna pat this into the skin. This weather's been making my skin super dry, so this helps make it look hydrating. All right, so we're gonna move on to the next step where I'm gonna go in and prime my eyes with Tarte Shape Tape in the color Fair. This color is still a little too light for me, but I'm gonna use it up before I go ahead and expense a new one. I just like to dab a little bit and then massage it into the eye with a foundation brush. This is a Morphe foundation brush. So after I see that the Shape Tape is in there, it's pressed, it's set, I'm gonna go in and start with the actual palettes now. So I wanna create a blue smoky eye just because this blue right here is so iconic in the original eyeshadow palette of KKW and Mario. And then I'm gonna add in from the classic palette, I'm gonna use these as transition shades. So I'm gonna first start off with the classic palette and go in with the color Calabasas, this one right here. Now I'm just gonna take a Luxie brush. It is the Luxie 121 brush and go in and start with this one as my transition shade. Now these ones, when you tap them, a lot comes out, so you don't need that much, so just lightly tap. And I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna place it right here and then just go in circular motions as I bring it in towards my brow. Now I'm gonna take more of the color Calabasas and try to drag this out. My makeup's gonna look really messy at first, but I'm going to clean it up with my foundation and with my Tarte Shape Tape. You can see it's kind of like dragged out right there. All right, so the next color that I'm gonna go in with over the transition shade of Calabasas is the color Florence, which is this brown one right here. And again, lightly tap because when you press on these, there is kind of a lot of fallout, so you don't need that much. All right, so the next color that I'm going to go in with, I'm gonna move on over to the classic palette and use the color 2008 and put it pretty much all in the eyelid because I'm gonna do like a brown blue smoky eye. And I'm just gonna take the same brush and tap into it lightly. So you wanna start off lightly with dark colors because if you start off heavy with dark colors, it's hard to go back and clean up what you just did. These colors are very, very blendable. Only thing that sucks is what I've said about when you tap into the color, it kind of gets very powdery, things everywhere. If you can see on camera, there is a lot of fallout of the brown right here, but I don't mind fallout because what I do with the fallout, I'll just pick it up with my brush and reuse it. So now that I feel like I have enough brown and it looks very messy and pulled out, that's completely fine. I'm gonna start to tap into this color right here just to build a little bit more of the transition. It's in the color Miami. It's another transition color right here, just to add it in this in between, just so the brown stands out a little bit more. Just like so. So now I'm gonna go ahead and tap into that blue color. I'm gonna use the same exact brush. I really like to use the same exact brush. What I do is I just flick off any of the excess eyeshadows that I've used before, and it helps wipe it away. So I'm just gonna go in with this blue, which was pretty much the blue of the year in 2018. A lot of blues came out after this color. It's in the color Albanian from the original palette. So lightly tap into it, especially because it's a blue color. And then you're just gonna press. Okay, so now that the blue is on, you can see how messy it is, which is why if you're one of those people who puts on their foundation before they do their eyeshadow, I highly recommend you take that step and do it last, just because the amount of fallout from the blue is crazy. And I do have it all over the pan right here. I know with the classic eyeshadow palette, they redid the pan a little bit different so it doesn't get as messy. I'm not sure if you could see it on camera, but you could definitely see it in person, all of the fallout there, versus this one right here barely has any fallout. But fallout just really depends on how anal the person is with their palette. But now that the eyeshadow right here is done, I'm gonna go ahead and wipe off the bottom part. And the next step is my foundation, which is gonna help clean it up. Okay, so now that the mug is on, face is done practically, eyebrows are done, we have to finish up the eye. So what I'm gonna first do is set my face with a little bit of the Morphe setting spray, just so breathe that all in right now. Just so everything holds together and stays and it doesn't move and it doesn't separate. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go do the under eye portion of it. And what I wanna do is start off with a couple of the colors from the classic palette. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with the color Florence again. And I'm just gonna take a Luxie 141 brush to just lightly tap into it and start to just build in the under eye so it can match the top of the eye. So just like so, you just want to lightly grab it. And there won't be any fallout for this portion, even if there is. I've already put on my translucent powder. I used the translucent powder, the one from Pretty Vulgar, that was in the Boxy Luxe December. It's actually pretty good. Maybe I'll do a review of that. Just want to drag it like so. And then have it meet up. I tend to put my head down when I do the bottom part, so I'll try not to. Okay, so now that we've set a little bit of the bottom eye, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my eyeliner. I'm gonna be using today the NYX Matte Black Liquid Eyeliner, because what I'm gonna do is form the line so that when I do the bottom part, the bottom eyeshadow can meet the eyeliner and it looks a little bit more smooth rather than just trying to guess where the blue is gonna meet it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do this real quick. So now that the eyeliner is donezo, it's a wrap, we're just gonna go ahead and finish up the blue part. So now we're gonna dig into the classic palette again, and we're gonna grab more of that Albanian blue and use the same Luxie brush I used to put on Florence. And then we're just gonna have it meet it a little bit. I don't want too much blue on the bottom, so let's just start with a little bit and go from there. And for that part, you can also just punch it in rather than swooping it in. Perfect, so the blue is done. It's a very, very dramatic look. This is definitely not an everyday look, but oh well, I'm not an everyday type of person. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray my face once again, and then and then we're gonna go ahead and add in this color right here, which is called Loyalty, as the inner corner highlight. On camera, it is just not picking it up because my lighting is too bright, but it's like a white, it almost looks like the Anastasia Beverly Hills highlight. Just a little bit more of a white version. You can totally see on camera, like a little bit similar. So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab this random Sephora brush. There is no number on it. It just is called the Precision Smudge Brush. And I'm just gonna lightly tap into this because it's the same thing. It picks up a lot of color and then just build up the inner corners. Oof, but way too much. And then if I put just way too much, I'm just gonna wipe off the excess with another brush that has no shadow on it. And that's completely fine. I don't want too much of a big inner corner highlight just because the eyes speak for itself. Then I'm gonna go in and underneath the brow bone, just add a little bit of this, just a tiny bit, and kind of drag it. I do clean it up. I'm gonna go back in with the Luxie brush that I used to build up the eyeshadow, and then just lightly dust it off. It doesn't interfere with the orange either that I've added into there. So cool. Now that you see the eyeshadow's done, looks super, super dope. Now we're gonna go in and add in some lashes, and of course I'm gonna be adding in the Baddie B lashes in the style Baddie for today. If you haven't already done so, I have a really cool in-depth review of the entire collection except for Saucy. I'm gonna try to do another video where I show you Saucy with and without eyeliner, because that eyelash is a lot different than all of the ones that she's recently put out. It's a little bit more wispy, so I'll go ahead and get to that. But I'm gonna go ahead and add in the Baddies just to go with this very, very dramatic look. So I'm just gonna put them on real quick. All right, so the eyes are pretty much done. So I'm gonna go ahead, put on some highlight, go put on some clothes so I don't look like shit, and I'll be right back and I'll give you what I think of the whole look. All right, mira, look, this is the final look. And as you saw, I did use both the original eyeshadow palette and the classic palette. I just realized in the beginning that I was showing these up close. My camera, for some reason, has been acting crazy and has been blurring out things when they shouldn't be blurred, but you can still get a good image of what I used throughout the video. And I can say that I truly, truly love this look, especially with this new hair, which I didn't mention in the beginning. I did dye my hair. This is Helena Legal Beauty 2.0. In 2018, I dyed my hair black, I dyed it red, I dyed it back to black, and I used boxed dye 3 times. So I'm trying to go for a lighter, more caramel blondish look. And so to get to that point, I have to look orange. You should have seen my hair when we bleached it. Dear God, I looked like Kim Possible. I was freaking out. This is obviously way too orange for me. I feel like I look like a freaking carrot. And no offense to anyone who's like a redhead or orange head, but on me, it's just, I can't rock this and I cannot get used to it. And I was gonna get my hair done today, but other things happened. So my girl's a little bit busy. So I will be going whenever I can to line it up so it can match more of my hair extensions. So I just threw this little carrot looking hair into a bun because it's really pissing me off. But anyways, I'm going back to this look. I absolutely love it. This blue is iconic. I feel like if you have brown eyes, blue just looks amazing on brown eyes. So it's a pretty easy look. As you saw, I literally only used a couple colors of both of the palettes and was able to create this bomb look. So I do deem this look as guilty of being bomb. So now that we're finished with the look, as I stated in the beginning of the video, we're gonna do the swatches now. And the reason why I wanna do the swatches last is because we typically see swatches done in the beginning, and let's be real, in 2018, there was so much controversy regarding swatches. And it's because if you're a makeup freak like myself, you can understand and appreciate palettes regardless of how the swatches look. Because let's be real, when you swatch something on your dry skin, everyone's skin texture is so different. Usually the eyeshadows, how they show up on a swatch is not how they perform. Say it again, it's not how they perform. So to be honest with you, I've swatched these palettes before and they do not swatch well, but look at how creamy and look how smooth this look came out. When you saw me putting it on, you could see it was very easy to work with. I did have to build it up. There is fallout, but I mean, there's fallout with anything. If you want a good palette, I feel like you're going to get fallout. So what we're gonna do here is I'm going to actually prime my arm and then go ahead and swatch the palette. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to use my Tarte Shape Tape, the one I used on my Ojos, to prime my eyes, and it's the color Fair. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because it is very rare. It's probably never ever happens where someone literally just takes eyeshadow and applies it on to their eye without any primer, without any concealer base, without any foundation, without anything. So just so I don't waste too much of my Shape Tape, because y'all know this issue's a little expensive, I'm just gonna put a little bit on my arm, rub it on in there. Proof you can see, I don't know, my color is so light on my arm. This is a little too light for me. And I brought just my little Luxie brush. It is in the tapered highlight, and I'm just gonna lightly powder it in just to set my arm a little bit, just so it can look a little bit more like when I actually do my eyeshadow. And I'm going to first swatch the, you know what, let's start with the original eyeshadow palette. I'm gonna go ahead and swatch this one first. So I'm gonna take this color right here called Loyalty, and I'm just gonna go through and swatch each color for you. I might have to do different rows on my arm at a time because I don't think I have enough space. But I'm gonna go ahead and show you what the first row looks like. These swatches, sorry, my arms are like all over the place. I have the top row here and then the bottom row here. You probably wouldn't buy this palette, and I feel like that's why swatches are so controversial, is because let's be real, they typically don't swatch well. I mean, in person, because I'm looking at the first row that I did, which is this one right here, it looks really pretty in person. This one right here looks a little janky, but performance-wise, I mean, you saw it goes on perfectly. It blends perfectly. It goes on beautifully. So just goes to show, like, again, I feel like I'm saying the same thing over and over. Swatches really don't tell the true story of how the palette really performs. So I 100%, 100% think that you should purchase this palette, especially if you're looking for something that you can take everywhere with you, that you can create so many looks with. It's definitely this palette, because you can do a brown smoky eye, you can do the blue smoky eye, you can do something that's an everyday look. If you know you want to do something that's more popping, if you put this underneath on your bottom lash, it looks amazing with just a nude top. And then of course you can even use this as a highlight, an inner corner highlight. You have for underneath the brow bone. If you accidentally forgot your brow gel, you can kind of mix around some of these brown colors to create your eyebrow color look. So very versatile palette, 100% recommend getting this one. So now let's move on to swatching the classic palette, and then of course we'll get to the lippies. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and start swatching the classic eyeshadow palette. I'm so sad right now. I just deamed the ish out of this color right here, which is the color Chicago, and it's really pretty, and I think she obviously named that after her daughter. So I'm very sorry, Chicago. I kind of just trucked you up right now. So we're gonna do, you know what? Let's try to make this easier. So if I do it right here, it's easier to show y'all on camera. So we're just gonna go ahead and blend in this light ass color. It's way too light for me, but it was really pale a couple months ago. I'm just gonna take my fluffy brush, pat her on in. Alrighty, so I'm gonna go ahead and swatch the first row for you right here, starting with the color Chicago, Calabasas, Selfish, Florence, and Saint. Really cute, really cute names of colors, because it's clearly named after her kids. So let's go ahead and get to the swatches. Okay. So here we have the first row, and on my fingers, you can see the foils look really pretty. I feel like the classic palette did swatch a little bit better than the original eyeshadow palette, and I don't know why, but this is the first one. I already read off the names to you guys, but I mean, if you were to judge getting this palette based off of this swatch, I feel like, and if swatches meant the world to people, I feel like this would be the make it to get the classic eyeshadow palette, because you can see it goes on beautifully. Maybe it's because I used a better part of my arm, but looks stunning. So let's go ahead and move on to the second row, which I'm gonna try and use the rest of this part of my arm because I did prime it and I can see it. Just add in some more right here. Let's get to it. Cool. So starting with this color right here, this is the second row on the classic eyeshadow palette. And starting with the lightest color, we have Gemini, we have Family, North, Dash, and Fade. So these ones did swatch pretty well too, which is gonna be this portion right here. This brown, even right here, I have an ugly mole on my wrist, and it kind of looks great. It kind of covered it up, so you could say, hey girl, that eyeshadow is pretty pigmented. So you could see that this did swatch a lot better than the original eyeshadow palette. I'm pretty sure they used the same formulas unless they tweaked it a little bit. But again, it goes to show swatches really don't tell the full story of how a palette truly performs. And as you can see, this palette performed amazing. I 100% would recommend the classic eyeshadow palette because it is the perfect palette for a beginner and for the everyday user, just because you have so many different nudes. You can create a nude look, you can create a pinky rosy look, and if you're just entering makeup and you're just starting to do smoky looks, these colors are pretty buildable and you want to start off light, and they don't really get everywhere, they don't run everywhere, so they're perfect for creating a bronzy look if it is your first time doing makeup. So I 100% recommend the classic eyeshadow palette. If you are a beginner, I really would not recommend the original one. If you're someone who is experienced with makeup and wants to, use more vibrant, not crazy colors, but more vibrant colors, I would say go with the original eyeshadow palette. But if you're someone who's just starting off with makeup and you want to start maybe getting creative and testing out your skills, I would definitely get the classic eyeshadow palette. All in all, both palettes to me work fantastically. It's not just because they are the KKW brand. It doesn't matter to me what the name is. I like to try palettes for what they are, and I'm going to be as honest and truthful in this courtroom as possible, because we all know if y'all lie, y'all done. You're out of here, you're in trouble, and that's it. So here in Legal Beauty's courtroom, we do not lie, I tell the truth. And truthfully, I do use these palettes almost every single day. I dip into at least one of the colors in every single look. If you go onto my Instagram, follow your girl, Legal Beauty, it ends with the IE and not the Y. You will see if you scroll throughout their art, I have used these palettes many, many times on many different posts. So go ahead and show me some love on the posts that include these eyeshadow colors. But let's fast forward and let's move on to the lippies. Enough of me yapping about the eyeshadows. So we saw how the eyeshadows worked, and I did swatch one of the lipsticks the other day and I seem to not be able to get it off, but I do have a couple of her lippies. I have right here 2 of the lip glosses, and then I have one of the lipsticks. These were all gifts given to me from my sisters. I did not purchase these, but if I did not purchase these, I would go ahead and get them. I'm gonna tell you why. Right now I'm wearing the super nude color, and you can see it's really pretty. I used a brown lip liner. I did not use a KKW lip liner because I do not have one. I used Kylie Cosmetics Malibu lip liner and blended in this lip gloss, which is in the color super nude. And you can see it's almost like a clear look, but with a little bit of a brown hint. And I really love these lip glosses because lately with this weather, my lips have been ridiculously chapped. I do not know why. Like, I get it. I've had the heater running, it's cold up, but I mean, my skin is literally breaking apart. I look like I beat the ish out of somebody, which I totally didn't. But my lips have been very, very chapped, so I've been wearing these lip glosses religiously, like every single day, just because they help moisturize my lips. And I love wearing velvet liquid lipsticks, matte liquid lipsticks, and I can't because my lips are so dry right now that it just peels off. So this lip gloss right here doesn't feel sticky. It lasts a long time throughout the day. You do have to touch it up. It's like any other lip gloss. It's not gonna last like a velvet liquid lipstick all freaking day. You will have to touch up, but they perform really pretty. So let's go ahead and do a swatch. Now, I'm not gonna prime my wrist for lip glosses because I don't think we need to. But this one right here is the nude one. You can see it's very, very shiny. If the light can pick it, there you go. You can see the shimmer in it. It goes on very smooth, it's buildable. It goes on very, very clear nude at first, but then you can mix it in with your lip liner and you can get a totally different look. Like, this almost looks like an off brown, almost orange color. So I totally recommend purchasing this lip gloss right here. I will put the prices of these products down below in the comments because your girl has been studying so much, I kind of forgot what the prices were. So I'll go ahead and do that, so don't even worry. Next, I have the Juicy Lip Gloss, which is more of a coral pink off orange. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna skip this part of my arm right here because that's where I did swatch the lipstick earlier in the week and it will not come off. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it next to it. That way it doesn't interfere with how this one really, really looks. And I am gonna kind of like try to build it up just because that's how I normally wear my lip glosses. I build them up. So you could see right here, let's see if the camera can get it. Yes, girl, right there. You see that shimmer? This one right here. I wear this one more often than the actual nude one, and the reason is my sister had bought me this nude one right here, and because I love the packaging so much and it just looks so pretty, I didn't want it to run out and I wanted to wait to use it, but I wish I would have started using it earlier because I'm wearing it right now and I just absolutely love it. But this one right here, I wear almost every single day. I like to use it as a topper with many of my lip combos. So I highly recommend this lip gloss right here. I would recommend this one if you're not too much of an orange one. I would definitely recommend this one 100% because this one's very versatile as well. You could top it on top of a brown lip, on top of a nude lip, on top of a coral lip. Very worth it, long lasting. They don't feel sticky. They don't feel like glue. They don't feel like chapstick. It almost feels like you're wearing nothing, which is good. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to her lipstick. Now I only have one of her lipsticks. They do come very, very, very small packaging. This is the only thing I do not like about the lipstick. I am a lipstick freak. I have so many lipsticks, and for me, if I'm gonna pay a certain dollar for something, I wanna get a lot of product out of it. So for this lipstick right here, you don't get that much. I have used it a lot, but it's a little bit taller than this when you get it. You do not get that much product, but I feel like it's well known that with KKW, even with her concealers, her contour kits and all of that, very small packaging, but it's worth it. So I like to use this one not every day just because I don't want to run out of it. I do like to use this lipstick as well when my lips are dry because it almost goes on like a lip gloss feel. So I'm going to swatch it where it's stained on my wrist, so why not stain myself some more. Beautiful. It literally goes on like butter. Like this literally could be butter on a piece of toast. Like it goes on so pretty. And when it's on your lips, it kind of smells like old lady makeup. I don't know why, but if you guys have ever smelled your grandma's lipsticks, it's exactly what my grandma's lipstick smells like. Not a complaint for me. I really don't care how my makeup smells as long as it performs pretty well. But I do like to wear this one as well almost every day when my lips are pretty chapped because it's very, very buttery. It's very, very smooth. It feels almost wet on your lips in a way. So I highly recommend her lip combos. They are stunning. They are beautiful. They are worth the dollars, even though they do come in small packaging, which I don't like because I like to get I like to get my money's worth with the products I purchase, which means I want a lot of product in what I'm paying for, but because of the quality of this KKW brand, I highly, highly recommend it. If you are someone who goes through makeup pretty fast, just be aware that when you do use these products, you are gonna go through them very fast if you use them every single day. So I try not to use them every single day, even though it's so tempting to because of how great they perform. But all in all, if you are in the market for searching for what is worth your money in 2019, you're going based off of all these collabs that came out in 2018 is what is really worth bringing into this new year, I would highly recommend the KKW brand. I would highly recommend purchasing any of the palettes, any of her lippies. I definitely want to try her lip liners. I have heard they are just like the formula of Kylie Cosmetics, very buttery. They go on very smooth and I love it. The pigmentation, everything. I do want to try her highlighting kits, her contour kits. My little sister has her highlight and every time she wears it, it just looks absolutely stunning. So is KKW Beauty guilty of being welcomed into your 2019 and worthy of your bucks this year? Your girl, Judge Legal Beauty, deems it as guilty. So if you haven't already, go ahead and purchase these products. Well worth your dollars, well worth your money. Experiment with them, see what looks you can come up with. And I just really hope that if you do purchase them that you love them just as much as I do. And this is a 100% truthful review. If I did not like them, I would tell you I did not like them. You saw the swatch of the original eyeshadow palette. It wasn't that great. You saw how they performed on me and they performed fantastically. So I want to say thank you so much for watching. And I really hope that this review was helpful. And please comment down below any product reviews you want to see this year. I have lots and lots of makeup. I did not purchase every single collaboration out there, but I feel like I do have bits and pieces from a lot of the collaborations that were from 2018. So if you want to see any reviews or any new products that are coming out that you're interested in, I will give a truthful, honest review because of course we are in the courtroom. We can only tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help you God. So anyways, I do deem this as guilty as being worthy of your dollars. Don't forget to like this video, comment down below, share, and please subscribe to your girl Legal Legal Beauty. Continue to grow with me as I continue to grow this year, because again, this is a really big year for me. And if you don't really follow me, the only other social media that I have is Instagram, and it's Legal Beauty with the IE and not the Y. So thank you so much. I will see you all next time, my jurors, and I hope that everyone has a good week. All right, see you later. Peace.